What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Baxter's Down South Customs. Cage the Hot Rod Hooligan Barber here. Glad y'all come back, watch us again. Anyways, it's been a little bit, probably a couple weeks since I posted a video. Give y'all a quick update what we got going on. So stay tuned and let's see what we get into. All right, y'all, like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I posted a video. We have been working on the C10, the budget build there, and 51 is back in the mix. So I'm happy about that. Now the C10, been finishing up the body work on the bed sides, stuff like that, getting them, they're basically ready for primer. And along with that, I need to free up some room in the shop. Shop's a little overcrowded right now, and it's a mess. And it would help me out a lot to have the front clip for the 51 back on the car because it's on a dolly and we could use that dolly for the C10. So with that being said, I'm gonna walk y'all around real quick, kind of show you what we got going on, what we've done so far, and then we're just gonna get right back to work. So here we go. Alrighty, so as y'all can see, this bedside here is basically ready to go. Got a little more light sanding to do, but got it real straight. So this one here is ready for primer. This one here, also ready for primer. It has a little bit more filler in it. This is the areas that where it was all creased down and most of her damage was. The filler is actually rather thin. I mean, it's less than an eighth in its thickest spots. Only thing I got left to do, got our little hole drilled. We got to weld up this crack. And we got to weld up that little spot there. And then this bedside here is ready for primer. Now, like I was saying earlier in the video, in the intro, got to work back on the 51. Got the front end, we finished molding it in. Everything welded up, and I've started body working it. Didn't really record any of it. It's just so much sand and bondo and stuff you can watch. But we have also, I need a light. Where's my light? 1 second. Found my light. All right, anyway. Well, on the 51, on the front clip, one of the things I really needed to get done was the inner fenders. I mean, we're going to get the whole front clip primed, but the inner fenders I wanted to get primed and painted so we can mount it on the car and they don't have to come back off. And then outer parts we can do with the with it on the car. So no big deal. But without any further ado, let's show you what we got done. I got the inner fenders. They have been painted, primed, well, metal prepped, primed, painted, and then that's undercoating on it right there, which I'm gonna put another coat. Same thing all back in here. When you think it was bare metal, got a coat of primer and paint, undercoat. Inner fenders here. What you see is a little flash rust from the PR15 metal prep. I'll probably give them another coat of that. I've got a couple little spots I got to sand. I had to add a little more filler up here from where I welded these together. No biggie. And then once I get that sanded down, these inner fenders are ready to prime, and then we'll prep them for paint. So at least that's the plan. I also been doing a little more work on the outside of the fenders. When I figured I'd go and give us all another coat of primer. So I was kind of blocking them out, doing any low spots. And that way it would help me blend it all into this. So valley pan, all that is basically ready to go. Get y'all around to this side and show you. So it's all basically been body work. There's a few little spots that are gonna need a couple little tweaks, but she's pretty straight overall. I got one little spot here I need to add a little filler in, a little low spot, nothing major. And along with that, what else we've got done, since I'm gonna be doing some priming, I'm trying to get to 51. I'd like to have it on the road this year. So, and it's getting close to ready for paint and all that. Main door is actually, I put the driver's door back on. It took me a little while to get it shimmed out and everything properly. But most of this is on its like final blocking. Now it just needs like a, not final blocking, but it's real body work. It's body worked out. It just needs a coat of like slick sand or something. And then it, then final blocking and prime and seal and all that, and it's ready. But you see we got part of it taped off, and that is so we can get the door jambs ready. They're all sanded down. These are actually ready for primer. All up and around. On this side anyways, this is all ready for primer. Tape ain't sticking, I need some more tape. But same thing with the actual door itself, it's all prepped. So we're ready to prime the inside of the door jambs on this side. So I still need to finish working on door jambs on the other side. Oh, told y'all my shop's a mess. I even managed to spill my coffee a minute ago. I set it up on this, not thinking the way it's balanced, you barely put any pressure and it tips, and so my coffee took a tumble. Oh well, ain't nothing I can do about it except for go get a refill. So, back over here on the driver's side, it is also just about ready. I've got a little filler to add. I got a few little welds just to clean up just a little. Got to get up in there. I got a little booger weld, I guess you'd say. A couple little spots just need a little bit of a, like it's already got the filler, just needs sanded. But it's ready. Of course, I have to end up taking my poppers off the doors, but it's all welded and cleaned up, just needs primed. But I've already been scuffing all this up, blending everything out. I mean, it's a door jamb, so I'm not going crazy with it. But we have a little work to do on the doors. There's some old seal here I still got to get out. I'll put a little filler here and smooth this out a little bit more. But most of it isn't bad. Need a little weld here in this corner. And that's one of the things we're going to be working on. But the first thing I've got to do is I've got to run to the hardware store and get a plug-in for my welder. Bad thing about running on extension cords, I'm sure a lot of y'all have done this with just whatever. You unplug something, and it's on the ground, you end up stepping on it, whatever. Well, where's the end of my welder? Bent the prongs on the plug, went to straighten one out, and it snapped off. So I'm down to a single out of the 3 prongs that are supposed to be on this. So I need to go get an actual end for this, cut and splice and all that, just so I can weld these up and I can finish work on everything else. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna run to the hardware store, come back and fix the welder, weld up this bedside, and we're gonna get work on the 51 and try to finish getting everything I can ready for prime. We might even throw the floor for the Bronco in the mix, get it welded, finish a few more welds on it, and prep it for primer while we're at it. You never know. So y'all stay tuned. For y'all, it'll just be a couple seconds. For me, it's gonna be a little bit. Gonna run to the hardware store and back, so I'll see y'all in a minute. What's up, everybody? I'm back from the hardware store. Got the little plug for our welder, but while I was gone, I guess UPS showed up, and also picked up some masking tape while I was there. But had a couple things delivered. One of them I think is real cool. One of them ordered me a new Bluetooth speaker. Ordered this off Temu. We're gonna give this thing a try. Looks like not sponsored, nothing like that. So we're gonna give it a go, see how well it works. But what I got that's real cool Came with some extra little baggies, but let me dig everything out. Instructions, which I will end up having to use. Let me set this down where y'all can see better. Look at this. And at first glance, this is a stock 1951 Ford radio, but it ain't stock. It's had a complete conversion done to it. It's got a new AM/FM tuner in it, Bluetooth capable. I mean, I can control it with my cell phones. And the neat thing is, like I said, all the knobs still work. On, off, volume, tuning it, and even the little old school preset buttons all still work. And we'll work with the AM/FM tuner and all that, so it looks, it'll look right in the car. So this is actually cool. It was, let me see if I can find the receipt here. R&B vintage radio. You can look him up on. Here we are. Yeah, R&B vintage audio radio. You can look him up. There's a YouTube channel for him where he shows you the actual, like these old radios that he redoes, and he'll actually show them operating. Now it is a little pricey. Let's see. Welcome to your original 1951 Ford AM/FM radio conversion. Now has AM/FM stereo, auxiliary input, USB port, Bluetooth with voice command, voice ID, EQ scan, 4-channel, 45 watt installed. I mean, and original courtesy light. It's got a built-in mic, all this stuff to have in my vintage car, which is cool. Anyways, check him out. R&B vintage audio radio. I said, now, if you're curious as to how much this costs, this is a full conversion. It ain't cheap. But if you go and buy a good quality radio, Alpine, Pioneer, I don't even know who makes the good ones nowadays, you're still $300-400 easy. This full conversion, and this included my shipping this back to me, was $750.32. The actual conversion, install of all that stuff was $675. And he had to rebuild one other thing on here, which was $25. Then you got all the taxes and a $25 shipping. So that's one of the things we're going to work on here in a little while. Go ahead and get that installed in the dash. Right now I'm going to set it in the car. But like I said, it came with, you can see the connectors on the back. I've got part of my original knobs and stuff in here. I think the mic is right there, other connectors. Auxiliary UPS connection and all that auxiliary input right here, so you can mount. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm gonna set this in the car, we'll get my welder going, and we'll get back to work. So yeah. Well, as y'all can hear, the welder's humming, so we got the plug-in fixed, so now I can get to work. So I'm gonna set y'all up on a little time lapse. We're gonna get this stuff welded up. We'll be going back and forth between the C10 and the 51. Just a little bit of work on both. We're just gonna keep plugging away. All right, I'm gonna get this little hole here welded up. All right, having issues with the GoPro for some reason. Even though I had a full battery, it kept dying, saying the battery was low. But we're gonna get this little spot here welded up and the other one. So put y'all on time lapse and All right, we got little spots welded up and ground down. Spot here, metal's actually kind of thin. I see a little bit of a rust hole. I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and come back in here and just patch this real quick. And we got this little section here welded up and ground down. Just need a little bit of filler right there in that one spot to smooth everything out. And that's ready to go. So, since I got to mix up some filler anyways, about to go here to this other door on the 51. See what needs touched up on it real quick. That way when I'm doing filler, you know, I can put a dab on that and bring the rest over here to this. Knock it all out at once. Oh yeah, it's cold today, by the way. I think it's, I think our high today was 40, but it's just chilly. I think the wind chill's pretty low. It was high 20s this morning. Anyway, I'm gonna have to drag my welder over here. Got a little spot, I guess I didn't quite weld up when we done our chop. Well, it's partly welded. I think it was tacked, but I got to finish fully welding that one little spot. A little gap right there we need to hit. The rest of it I think is fully welded, but I do need to get the wire wheel over here. And I've got to figure out some kind of stop. If the door goes too far back, of course it's going to end up hitting the body. You can see right there, but that's 90 degrees, but I need to figure out a way to keep it from opening up all the way on its own. That way if the wind catches it or something like that. Oh, also got a little spot right here I need to patch. So, but yeah, let's continue at it. Keep plugging away. Well, unfortunately I can't finish welding the doors. My welder's apparently having one of those days where every time I start welding, it's tripping a breaker. I'm getting a little bit done and it'll trip. And I'm not gonna fight it today, so I'm gonna do a few other little things. There's other places I can go ahead and spread a little filler and do a little more work. I don't know why. I've gotta finish getting this shop wired. I've got to do that. It's just running off these extension cords is just killing me. But it's just weird. There's nothing else out here running other than one light. And I've had days where I've had multiple things going and I can weld all day long. And then today I've got nothing else going other than it being a little cold out here. And there's nothing else running in the house. There's nothing else on that breaker. But every time I start to weld, it trips. So it's just frustrating. It's aggravating. So we'll work on something else. Ain't gonna fight it. Anyway, so let me set y'all up and we'll get a little filler mix, get it spread, get a little sanding done. Actually, I might go ahead and dig out the stuff and partly install this radio. Gotta move Bob out of the way. For y'all that don't know Bob, here's Bob. So, but real quick, got that area there welded up. I started chasing a hole. I guess it was a thin spot. Got that little spot there welded. And I was welding up this one. It was tripping, so I've still got a little spot to finish here and here. The rest of this I can get a little bit of filler on, but I got to clean up some weld areas. And that's where we're at. Go ahead and do that, and then we'll get a little filler going, and then we'll work on that radio. So, yeah. All right, Bob. You've been pretending to drive my car long enough. Consider this your eviction notice for a moment. chill on top. Yeah, got Bob out of the way. Alright y'all, I've been working on the dash. I didn't get to record much. I had some company here in the shop and they kept lingering around. Anyway, got the radio installed and shop gremlins are at it again. You can see right there, it's got that, sorry, I'm trying to do this. A little bitty nut that goes around here. I had the one for this side. Dropped it, it hit the floorboard over here, and now I can't find it anywhere. I've been searching for like 30 minutes. I have no idea where that thing disappeared to. So let's try this again. Every time I put a battery in this GoPro, it'll tell me it's like 80-90%, and then 2 seconds later it's shutting off saying low battery. I'm really not a fan of GoPros anymore. During the summer they overheat. Winter, I mean, it's always something with a GoPro. Oh, I get a chance. I already got my one DJI camera. I'm gonna upgrade my other one to a DJI as well. Anyway, trying to work on this dash some. Like I said though, the radio, missing that one nut. Anyway, now I just got to remember where everything goes. Got a little box here of all my ignition parts and such, and I got to remember what's what. Some of these get a little funky. Anyway, trying to find, like, we have different size rings. Most of these are pretty standard. There's a couple, like the radio ones, that are exceptions to size. So, and then you have these little internal markers. I gotta find the one for the ignition. There it is. Anyway, I'll start trying to get all this stuff installed. Wipers and yada yada. That way we get a little closer to starting this thing up. What in the world was that? It's kind of weird having a set of feet right here. Anyway, but yeah, I've already got, let's see what we got here. There's our light switch already wired in. Gotta remember which one of those. I think it goes in one of these upper two, or I've got a diagram somewhere. I gotta find it. Still got to do our wiper. Good. Anyway, I'm gonna just kind of plug away on this dash for a minute. Put y'all on time lapse. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Really struggling with this dash at the moment. A couple pieces are just being difficult. This is not wired in yet, but still. That goes there. Ain't worried about snugging that one down. Just gotta come back out just to be wired up. Be my interior dome lights. Got our headlights. Ignition's working. That's good. Got left, we're gonna have our wipers in here somewhere. Well, let's see. What have I got left? A wiper, a blower motor. I think there was a choke. And cigarette lighter goes right there. Which that one's easy. Perfect. here. Come on. It's wanting to be difficult at the moment. Don't want to unscrew. There it goes. Probably should have put that one in before I did the radio. Ow. I'm back there sharp. Where's that? Not sure which one of these. I can put my wiper in either side. And one's gonna be for a, it says blower motor, but I don't know. Figure out something else maybe. But I've got to find that nut. I'll either take that one off and go just buy another one, or keep searching. Maybe it'll show up. And of course we still got our, I'm gonna have to repaint the instrument cluster, unfortunately. Laying around in the back, laying around in the back of the car, you got a couple chips on the housing. It's pretty, but it's aggravating. Nice refurbished cluster. I mean, I could probably just touch it up, but I'll probably just scuff it and repaint it. So, anyway, starting to get dark out here at the moment. What is this thing doing now? A little aggravated with this GoPro. Dash is starting to look like a Dasho now. I've got my AC controls that still have to go in. I'm waiting on them because I've got to get my AC system. They'll have to be sent off. And I need to order the wiper motor. And that'll come with a switch that we'll be using for this. Most of these balls here, all these, ones for the dash, all that, they're getting replaced. I think I've showed these before. I'll have to drill and tap them and all that. We got these here. Kind of match. I mean, they're lighter colored than the paint, but they'll still look good on there if I decide to use them. I hadn't 100% decided yet. And there's my friend of mine gave me this little guy here. He doesn't really match, but at the same time, it was a gift from a friend, so we'll leave that. Still got aggravates me about that little nut for the radio. Now over here on this side, let's see. Bag of the radio parts. Didn't actually show what all was in here. You got this here, which it just kind of I think this one goes over here on this side. Yeah, sorry. That goes there, which will go behind the, oh crap. Come off. Well, that goes on. I ain't gonna put it back on all the way, but well, that goes on there, and then you get the little ball. It gives you a better idea of kind of what that's gonna look like. And where's the other one? And I ain't gonna push that on all the way because it needs to come back off at some point. So we got that. Come on. Where's my? I need another light. Grab that guy. Actually, I've got one back here. Maybe, possibly. Of course not. All right. So, there's one of our hookups that came with this. This is the microphone. I guess for like your, well, for like when you're doing calls and stuff. So, it's got a little sticky piece. And or this little clip, I'm assuming. Yeah, the clip will, you can clip it on, it clips on in here, replaces that sticky piece. So we'll figure out a good spot to mount our mic. Might hide it a little bit behind the headliner, like up ahead. So we got that. This is like our auxiliary port and USB charger. Yeah. So, just a couple different ones of those. And a mount for them. That'll get mounted under dash. Not sure what that is. A little button of some sort. Being in instructions, I'm sure. Matter of fact, instructions on how to operate the radio on a thumb drive. There's the other ball for the other side of the... And that's it. So, I'm cold. I'm a little aggravated about the GoPro there. So I'm going to go in the house tonight, do a little research, look up all this, and we'll work on getting it wired tomorrow. Hopefully I can film a little better, not get interrupted. So, anyways, we'll see y'all in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to try to weld up that driver's door on the 51 real quick where my welder kept tripping a breaker. I'm hoping it's in a better mood today. And if we get that welded up, I'm going to get the shop heated up, and we're going to try to get some filler spread, sanded, and things primered today. It is still cold, but if I have to wait for it to get too much warmer, I mean, it's just, we're going to be waiting a while. It looks like we got another cold front coming in, and I'll just heat the shop up the best I can. We'll get this stuff sprayed. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld that. I'm not gonna film it just in case it's being frustrating again. But I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, y'all, we got everything welded up. That little spot in the drip rail needed to hit. We got a spot in this corner welded. Finished welding that little spot. That little porosity there at the end, not sure why. I'm gonna grind it out. Might hit it again. But everything we needed to get welded up, we got welded up. So now, I'm gonna get this stuff ground down, smoothed out. There's a couple other little spots I touched up. Anyways, ground down, smoothed out. We'll get a little coat of filler on it, get that sanded down, get this taped up ready for primer. I know I was working on this dash yesterday. We're probably holding off on it temporary since I can actually do my other work. And I have to get one of the few parts I hadn't really ordered yet for this 51 is the AC system. They're having an issue with the website. I was going to order it today, but I'm doing a Nostalgic Air in-dash AC system. I need it here before I do put on the front clip, so I can figure out where I'm routing my lines. Because if I can, I'd like to have most of the lines hidden under the fender as well and come through and over. But if they've got to come through, you know, the bulkhead, I'll put them over up here somewheres or wherever. But I need that evaporator unit and everything here so I can kind of get started mounting it. So I'm trying to get that ordered today. They're working on their website right now. I just got a phone with them. If I don't get it ordered today, if they don't have the website fixed, I'm just going to call them tomorrow and do an order over the phone. But we'll get to grinding down the welds, getting those smoothed out, and we'll get some filler mixed up and get to sanding. Alright guys, as y'all seen, we got the doors, welds ground down, little filler put in them, these sanded down. I had to go back and I forgot to put my filler down here on this. Mixed up a little hot batch, real small. Still waiting on that, what I put on the 51 to finish hardening a little more. Being cooler weather, it's takes a little more. I also broke out the hood hinges here for the 51. That's what you see me stripping down right now. I got a little of that POR 15 metal prep, which is like an acid etch. There's a little bit of surface rust on the inside of these. It's hard to get to, so I'm letting them kind of soak for just a little while. That'll take care of that. We'll give them a good bath and wipe down. But as soon as this stuff here finishes hardening where I can sand it, we'll get it sanded down, then we'll get everything prepped and ready to spray. So, but while I'm waiting on that to harden, I guess I'm gonna go in and grab some lunch. So I'll be back with y'all in a moment. All right, we're back out here in the shop after a little lunch. Let's get sanding some body filler. Fun. Just this whole lot of sanding. We'll be back when I'm done. All right, we got everything sanded down. Now what we got to do is get everything wiped down, prep it, get everything staged, and I need to tape off door jamb areas, dash, and stuff on the 51. The door hinge or the hood hinges for the 51, they turned out real nice. I let that metal prep sit for about 20 minutes. I've already rinsed them off, letting them air dry a little. I'll hit them with an air hose before I'm done, but right now I'm about to blow everything off. I'm gonna kind of rearrange in here where I can get to everything a little easier for spraying. And yeah, I'll be back with y'all when we're ready to spray. All right, guys, we got everything wiped down, prepped. Got a little more taping to do. Header board for the bed done, is ready. Both bed sides are ready. Got the 51, we got the inside of the doors taped off. Engine compartment covered, dash covered. And so it's all basically ready to spray, just a little bit more. The only thing I got left to do, where we got these low areas here painted black. Just got to tape those off. That won't take me about a minute, but unfortunately I got called out to work. So I will be back tomorrow. This is working what's called a local. I'm going down to Cartersville, Georgia, working the night, and then I'll be home sometime in the morning hours. So I guess I will get this sprayed tomorrow. Anyway, so y'all stay tuned. I'll be back out here and we'll get the stuff sprayed and everything, the rest of the stuff taped off. What's up, everybody? It is, I'm back. It's been a couple days between work and the weather. Here I got the heater going. It's 25 degrees outside. Definitely not ideal for spraying primer, but we're gonna go ahead and get this primer sprayed. I can't keep delaying. It's just killing me. So we got the front end. You see it's all taped off, so it's ready for primer. Headboard here is basically ready, and both bed sides are ready, and the door jambs are ready on the 51. What we're going to be spraying is a House of Colors paint primer. It's that KD 3000 gray. I like this primer because you actually have a few options. All depend on how you mix it. It can be a medium build, a high build, or it can be a sealer, all just depending on your ratio. So it's a very versatile little primer. I'm probably going to do it as kind of a high build right now. That way easier for body work and stuff. But I do have some fast reducer for it because of how cold it is. So we're going to get this mixed up, get spraying. Alrighty, as y'all seen, we got a nice coat of primer on everything. Got the heater off. I had to open the door and let it vent out. It was getting a little bad in here. And I can't find my mask. I guess I'm gonna have to go buy another one. Usually I'm wearing a respirator, but that's one reason I went ahead and opened up the door. Unfortunately, that slowed the flashing process down. So I had to shut the door and get the heat going again. Anyways, give y'all a little bit of a view. Front of the 51. First time seeing it all molded in one color, looking real well. course, a little harder to see on this side, a little darker still. For some reason, even though I'd wiped it down, it looked like there was lint or trash on the inside of this, on these inner fenders just a little bit. I'm sure most of it will sand out. See if we can give you all a little better view of what I'm talking about. And it ain't really showing up as much on camera, but I couldn't find my, usually I've got a bunch of the paper filters for straining. Couldn't find them, but that's the only place I see it, and I don't think it was actually in the primer. I literally think it was maybe something that was on that panel. But header board here looks real well. Bed sides are looking good. Now with the primer on, there are a few little spots I see, like there's a, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up, there's a little bit of a low right there. There's a couple of little baby lows, nothing major. And just some overall blocking and smoothing that needed to happen. And while I was priming the 51, I got the door jambs both sides of the, went in and got the door. Had a little leftover primer, so I gave this quarter panel here a quick wipe down. Went in and gave most of it a coat. Down here at the bottom, at the rocker, I still have a little sanding to do down there, so I didn't get that area real well. But the main part of the quarter had already been previously blocked, so it was pretty good. That door's looking, I mean, even in everywhere I can catch a light on it, it's nice and straight. I think the only thing the camera's picking up is a little place where the filler or the primer soaking in the filler. But both door jambs are looking real well. I ran out of the primer there I had. That was my gallon I originally had for the 51. I'll have to buy another one. This cost will go towards the shoebox, or not shoebox, but the square body. Go ahead and show you over here. You see the door jambs are done. Looking real good. I just put a couple real heavy coats on these. I wasn't worried about runs in a door jamb, which I didn't really end up with any. So, but it'll just get a light scuffing, and the door jambs are essentially ready for paint. So other than prepping around the windows, this thing is just about ready to jam out. So that's a good thing. I said now, as soon as this actually finishes flashing and drying, probably I won't turn the heat back on, but hopefully later this evening I can get back out here and we're going to go ahead and just block and get the inner fenders ready for paint. And if I can get them done tonight, or if not, tomorrow morning, we're going to go ahead and get a coat of white paint on the inner fenders. And let's see, yeah, inner fender here going white, and the tops of the radiator, the core support here are also going white. The rest of this area here will all be blue to match the car. So, like I said, if this flashes enough where we can sand on it, we'll go ahead and get this all blocked out, sanded, and inner fender shot with white paint. The reason I want to get those go ahead and painted white, and I'm in a hurry to do it, is like I said before, with those painted, we can actually go ahead and put the front clip back on the car, which I've not had this front clip on the car in a long time. It'll be nice to see the whole effect of the car, front clip and all on it. So I'm a little excited about that. Anyway, let's see. I got a little cleaning up out here to do, but we're going to make that. We're going to wrap up this video. I know it's been a little bit all over the place, but I just had things I had to get done, and weather and everything's not really cooperated that much. Everything here will get reblocked. We're kind of done on the door jambs and quarters of the 51 at the moment. We're going to get, like I said, we really got to concentrate on getting this square body done. Next coat of primer on these will probably be the polyester, feather fill, slick sand, 1,000 different names. It's the House of Colors version of it, which I can show you real quick. But after it'll be, we'll get all this stuff here blocked down, make sure it's real good, and any low spots, this stuff here, sprayable polyester primer. That should take care of any last little imperfections. Then it'll get another block after that. And after that, it'll be seal and paint. So we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna get the bed prepped. If I get the front, once I get the front clip off this, the whole bed is gonna go get assembled over here on this. That way it'll be easier to put everything together and just work on it, because I still got things I gotta do back here. And it'll take up less room instead of, you know, the bed being strung out all over here. Well, it'll be sitting right here where the front clip is on this dolly. But anyways, that's enough rambling. I appreciate y'all watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll keep these videos coming. All right, y'all, stay tuned for more.